Okay, and we are recording. All right, well, hi everybody and happy Saturday. My name is Katie Harlan and I appreciate you being on today to go over some things that I like to chat about before the program starts. I want to start by telling you a little bit about myself because I don't know all of you and you may or may not know how this program got started. So I have been in health and fitness for 5 years now and almost 6. Prior to this, I was an elementary teacher. Um, I um, I decided to leave teaching to stay home and raise my young family. I had 3 kids in 3 years, and I started getting into fitness after our 3rd child. I was just ready to reclaim my body and do something for me. So I took a group fitness class and I joined an online coaching program, and the rest is history. I loved how that online accountability program helped me really push further and harder when it came to reaching my goals. I wasn't able to come up with as many excuses, and that started my career because I wanted to share what I was learning with other people. It felt so simple, but it was just really about sharing those simple tools with other people. So I also became certified in group fitness. I'm certified in 5 different formats, and I teach randomly. I just do it because I love it. My current passion is body flow, which is a mind body class, and I definitely recommend making sure that you get at least one mind body experience in each week because it's so good for rest and for your brain and the brain body connection. And we'll talk about that throughout the program. So my kids are 8, 6, and 5, and this is my business now. I coach people in health and fitness. I also coach people in business, and I just love what I do. So I'm so excited to be here with you and to share what I think is an amazing program. Actually, in my 5 years experience, I think this is the very best thing I've found in terms of all of the criteria that were really important to me when I was designing a program. And so those things are, I needed it to be sustainable, I needed it to be simple, and I needed it to give me benefits, health benefits other than just weight loss. Because at the point when I created this program almost a year and a half ago, I wasn't really looking to lose weight. I was looking to change the composition of my body because I felt like my workouts just weren't going as far and it felt like I'd plateaued. So I started researching carb cycling, and I finally found, after a lot of research, I found a format that I thought I could get behind. I tried it. I loved it. My husband loved it. And then we added intermittent fasting in, and holy cow, those two combined were like, boom, just amazing. An amazing combination for just better energy, better sleep, better muscle tone, fat loss. I felt like the fog that was in my brain was lifted. It's just been a really, really great combo. And then also the 4th thing that I needed the program to be was lifestyle adaptive. So you'll hear me talk a lot in this program about the study of one. And that just means you're going to take the data that you're collecting about your body and how your body responds to certain things, like intermittent fasting, like cycling of carbs, like your low carb days, like your high carb days, the 24-hour fast that we'll do in week 3, all of those things you're going to take inventory of the whole time we're in this program, and then you're going to make a program that works just for you and your body. That might mean that you only do intermittent fasting 3 days a week, or maybe you have more low carb days than high carb days. We'll talk about it as we go, so don't worry too much about that, but that is really important to me because we are so different, and I don't really believe in a one-size-fits-all model. I'm going to give you the tools of what I know to work and what I know to be really, really effective, but you're going to be tweaking it along the way based on your body and your needs and your goals. So I'm going to plug in my headphones because my kids are being loud. I don't want you to hear them. So 1 second.
Okay, so sorry. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, okay. They're supposed to be cleaning the basement. I don't think that is going on at the moment. All right. So we are going to begin with carb cycling in week 1. We'll add intermittent fasting in week 2. And the reason that we do it that way is because I really want you to be successful. And I think the carb cycling is a little harder. So we'll really get a firm foundation on that in week 1. You'll get comfortable with building your meals and working from the food list. And then we'll add intermittent fasting next week, and you'll just see your energy and your results just really accelerate when we add that as well. Okay, so let's start first with a real quick overview of clean eating. Some of you have been eating clean for a while, and this is just like to, enhance what you've already been doing. And some of you are coming into this like you have just been, eating whatever you want for a while. And so this is a fresh start. Wherever you're coming from is great. This is going to help all of you. But I just want to refresh your memory on what clean eating is. Clean eating is just eating minimally processed food. So you're going to stay away from the middle aisles in the grocery store. You're not going to get a lot of frozen meals. There are a couple that are okay in the frozen section, and we can talk about that. But for the most part, no lean cuisine, no Weight Watchers. Those are packed full of sodium, and really they're not filling. It's such a small amount of food. It's just not, no. And I used to live off of those, so I'm speaking from experience. No, prepackaged meals if you can help it. Try to stay out of the snack aisle. Go down the healthy foods snack aisle. There's some really good options there. But the rule of thumb when you're looking for foods that are clean, you're looking for around 5 or fewer ingredients, and you're looking for ingredients you can generally pronounce. So if it's just a super long list of ingredients, you should probably pass on that. You're going to stock up on your fresh fruits and veggies. Some frozen fruits and veggies are great. That's fine. And some canned items are fine too, like corn and beans and that kind of thing. But for the most part, you're going to stay away from the middle aisles. Lots of great protein. If you can get grass-fed, that's the best. And if you free-range eggs, cage-free, think about your body as an investment. This is the only body you're going to have. I know it's more expensive to shop healthy, but there are ways to do it. And I'll share a blog post soon about some tips and tricks. But I love Aldi. They have great organic produce. They have great meat. They have some really nice healthy options. I also like Sam's. Sam's has some really great options too. And so you can get a lot of bang for your buck in those kinds of stores. Okay, so that's clean eating. You're going to focus on eating minimally processed food. Now, no worries. If you are feeling like there's no way you're not going to be able to have your favorite packaged food during this program, this is life. This is not a quick fix. This is not something I want you to feel like super restrictive. That's why we've built in a flex day 1 day a week. And the flex day is like the best thing ever. It's where you just get to relax. You don't worry if it's high carb day or low carb day. You just relax and have some of those things that maybe you're craving or maybe you've been, wanting. It's for birthday parties and celebrations and just relaxing. So right now, go ahead and start thinking about where your first flex day will be. Most of the time it's like a Saturday or a Sunday, but if your schedule, if you have some big event on Wednesday, you can move your flex day to Wednesday. This is, adaptive to you. So you put your flex day where you want it. So for example, my flex day is actually today. I usually have it on Saturday. I'm going out of town in a little bit. On flex day, I make sure I work out. Always work out on a flex day. And I start with fasting. I haven't had anything to eat yet, and we'll get into that in week 2. And then the rest of the day, I'm just going to relax. And it might be a surplus of calories, and that's okay. That extra bump in calories will actually help your body kick back into the fat burning mode once you've been eating really healthy all week. That bump is sort of a jolt to your system. So I will train you on flex day this coming Friday. So don't stress out about it. If you're going to have your flex day before Friday, maybe reach out to me and I can help talk you through it. But just get excited for flex day. Okay, let's start by talking about carb cycling. So I want to just read you the definition. It's a simple nutrition strategy where you rotate between certain days of eating higher amounts of carbs and other days of eating lower amounts of carbs. It can be complicated. There were several, this is why the research of it took me a while, because a lot of the strategies were like just really complicated, and it was very restrictive, and I just didn't want to do that. It was about like weighing your food and tracking everything, and I'm like, no. So the system that we're using is just one day on, one day off. So it's high carb, low carb, high carb, low carb. Now at the end of the program, if you find that you want to do 2 high carb days in a row or more low carb days or whatever, you can totally do that. But I want you to start with this alternating schedule to see how your body responds and reacts to that switch in the carbs. This carb cycling allows you to eat carbs from clean sources without adding body fat, and cycling enables you to better utilize fat for burning as fuel. So it will help you lose fat and not muscle, woohoo! Add muscle, improve your insulin sensitivity, and increase muscle definition. And I definitely noticed all of those things when I started cycling my carbs. It just keeps your body guessing. Okay. I'm going to share my screen now and show you some of the food lists. Okay. If you guys can't see my screen, if you could unmute and let me know, but because I can't see you. So I'm just going to assume that you can see it unless you tell me otherwise. So what to eat? We talked about clean eating. You're going to eat foods that are minimally processed. With every meal, I'd like you to try to get a protein. Meat, eggs, nuts. Try to get some sort of a protein in every meal, including your snacks. Now, as far as snacks too, on this program, there is not like a set timing of your meals. It doesn't matter. I want you to eat when you're hungry. Eat when you're hungry, eat until you're satisfied. That's it. If you do better with 3 big meals a day, it will be 2 once we start intermittent fasting. But if you do better with 3 meals a day instead of a bunch of small meals, that's great. If you're used to eating a bunch of small meals throughout the day and that works for you, that's fine too. That whole thing about you have to keep your metabolism going because you eat every 2 to 3 hours, that is just a bunch of baloney. You just don't have to do that. Okay, I also want you to eat lots of healthy fats on your low carb days. So fats give us energy, and it's been a myth that fats are bad for us and fat makes us fat, but that's not true. Healthy fats are actually helpful in burning fats, and they're great for your brain health. So I want you to make sure that you get a healthy dose of fats on your low carb days. On your high carb days, we're going to get our energy from our carbs, and we're going to reduce the fats on our high carb days. I've been playing with this, and this is such a fascinating thing I noticed in my body. And then, of course, I researched it, and it's true. When you pair a high amount of carbohydrates with a high amount of fats, your body doesn't know which energy source to use, so you get like an energy crash. So this happens, for example, if you eat a donut, which is like my favorite thing ever, because they have a high amount of fat and a high amount of carbs, your body's like, what? And so then you have that crash. And when I put too many fats in my high carb days, I do notice that I'm more tired. If I pay attention and keep the fats lower, then I don't have that energy crash. Also, your high carb days are going to just be higher in calories naturally because the carbs go through us faster, and you'll just notice that you're hungrier and you'll want to eat more. So your calories will be up a little bit anyway, so we don't need to add even more calories with fats because fats have the highest amount of grams of calories per gram. So for those reasons, fats and carbs we're going to keep a little bit separate. That doesn't mean that you can't have any carbs on low carb day or any fats on high carb day. It just means that you're going to have less on those days. I hope that makes sense. Some healthy fats. I love grass-fed butter. Kerrygold is my favorite. Olive oil, coconut oil, Nut butters are great. Almond butter is just a favorite. Nuts are great. You can do cheese. Don't go crazy with cheese because it's not a super healthy fat. It's delicious and it's good. It's a good addition to your meals, but I wouldn't think about getting all of your healthy fats from cheese. And avocados, of course. You can just avocado everything on your low carb day. Okay, high carb day. You're going to eat all the carbs. Sweet potatoes. If you can eat sweet potatoes a few times a week, you're just going to do your body a whole lot of good. I always say that out loud because sweet potatoes are somehow hard for me, and I like them. I don't know. I don't think about them a lot, but they are really great for you. So please, if you like them, go for them, especially on your high carb day. Regular potatoes are fine. Rice is fine. Quinoa is a great thing to add to your diet. It's so good for you, so much fiber. Oats, I said steel cut oats. Any oats are really fine. This is when you'll have your bean and your corn. Save beans and corn for your high carb day. You can even do tortillas. So it's a good night for taco night. Just go lighter on the cheese and the avocado and all of that stuff. Fruits. Fruits should be kept to high carb day because they have a lot of sugar. And fruits are good for you, but again, it's a lot of carbs. And if you had a bunch of fruit on your low carb day, it's that same energy balance problem. So if you really are finding that on your low carb day that you're kind of sluggish, especially this first few days starting on Monday, you might notice that on your first few low carb days, you can grab a handful of berries because they're lower on the glycemic index, but try to keep your fruit to your high carb day. And then veggies. Here's the rule with veggies. Eat veggies all the time. I don't want you to worry about if it's high carb or low carb. If you've been tracking in the past, you know that, like, for example, carrots have a higher carb count. But actually eating carrots burns more calories than the carrots themselves. So the act of your jaw moving and the digestion of them. So I don't want you to worry about veggies at all. Just eat your veggies all the time on both days. The only exception is potatoes. Potatoes are a vegetable. Those need to really be saved for your high carb days. Okay. So let's talk about low carb days because that's going to be the first day of the program on Monday. Unless, this is parentheses, unless you have a super intense workout schedule already in place for Monday. If you have a super intense workout on Monday, you need to start with a high carb day, okay? But in general, most of us will be starting with low carb day Monday. Here are the rules. On low carb day, you have a high amount of fat, and we talked about that. Every meal should have protein, fat, a healthy fat, and a veggie if you can. That's like the goal. And not every meal is going to have that, but that's the goal. That would be like, you would be really proud if every meal on your low carb day had that, and you'd be incredibly satisfied. Number 2, eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied. This program is not about calorie deficit. In fact, many of you are going to end up eating more than you have been, and that is like one of the highlights of my days when I get to share that with you. You get to eat more. You are going to listen to your body. When you feel hungry, you're going to eat, and you're going to eat from the food list, and you're going to eat according to what day it is. So I don't want you to worry about your calories. If right away you're like, how many calories am I supposed to get? I really, really want you to take this first week to take inventory of your body. I don't want you to track. I don't want you to worry about numbers. I'll give you some guidelines in a few days, but I really, really want you to be intuitive and focus on the food list and focus on keeping it simple and listening to your body. I will give you more numbers because I know some of you really like that and need that in a few days, but I don't want to start with that. And then remember that healthy fat burns fat. You really need those healthy fats for your energy and for that fat burning on your low carb days. Try to keep the fruit on high carb days. Okay, high carb day basics. All right, guys, these pictures are from my cookbook, by the way. I linked it in the Facebook groups. There's a PDF version or one that you can order, and it will be shipped to you. Okay, on high carb day, it's your low fat day. So we talked about that. All of your meals will be focused on protein, higher amounts of carbs, and lower fat. Protein stays the same on both days. It's just the carbs and the fat that change from day to day. By the way, a little thing about my cookbook. The only reason I wrote a cookbook is because I was sharing the same recipes over and over with clients, and it just made sense to put them in one place. I use the cookbook literally every week when I'm planning my my family meal plan. I sit down on Sunday, I look through the cookbook, I write down which meals we're going to have. I usually find a new one on Pinterest for the week or two, and it's just the most simple recipes that are so good. So you know, I encourage you, if you need help with recipes, to get a copy. Okay, back to this. Number 2, and I said this a little bit ago, your high carb days will and they should be a bump in calories. If you are eating the same amount of calories every single day in this program, you're not doing it right, because you're going to eat more food on your high carb days because you're having less fat and the carbs just don't fill you up the same. So more calories on high carb days, and that's when you'll get your harder workouts in, which we'll talk about in just a second. If you can, schedule your carbs post-workout. It'll help replenish your glycogen stores and help you build muscle. And then again, eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied. Okay, I'm going to skip over the sample menu. These are in page 13 and 14 in your manual, so you can check those out. Feel free to just eat this exact menu for the first few days until you kind of get have the intuition of what you're doing. But this page is number 15 in the manual, and this is where I highlight the recipes in the book, in the cookbook, that are high carb, and then the recipes in the book that are low carb. So I hope that is helpful for you. Okay, I'm going to stop my screen share. I can figure out where the button is. Okay. Let's go to exercise. So exercise is a really, it's an important part of this program, in that I want you to take whatever your more intense exercise days are and put them with a high carb day. So that would be your total body weight training, like a body pump class, or a lifting day where you're working your back, your larger muscles, or your legs. Those are good high carb days. A longer run, anything that's more intense, makes you sweat, works your whole body. Those are high carb days, because you're putting your carbs to work. You are taking the carbohydrates and you're turning them into lean muscle. So you really want to fuel fuel your workouts with those carbs. Low carb days are your HIIT training workouts. So HIIT training stands for high intensity interval training, and HIITs are awesome because they can be as short as 8 minutes and they can be as long as 30 minutes, but they're short and sweet and they're effective. And I'll post some in our community group as well for you to try. If you need help with workouts, I have a VIP group, which is for clients who just want continued accountability and support. And then I also have for them a portal on my website that they have access to, and there's like a ton of workouts for them there, as well as some additional recipes. So reach out to me if you want to be part of that. I can add you to that. Exercise. Another thing to do on your low carb days would be like a yoga, a mind body class, a brisk walk, a rest day. You definitely are going to need some rest days. I recommend anywhere from 1 to 3 rest days a week. If you are exercising 4 days a week, you'll be doing awesome. So if you're not in a place where you're ready to do a lot of high intensity exercise, that's okay. This program will still work for you if you focus on the food and the lists, but try to get some activity on your high carb days. Okay, I think that is it. Oh, let's talk about your check-in system. So every day I will post some guidelines for you in the morning. This is like something that will focus you. It's like a morning message. You'll read it in the morning, you'll have it in your head, and you will check in the evening with your points for the day. And I'll post this check-in system in the group. But the check-in system will start in week 1 with 3 points. 1 point for your workout. So you're not going to get that point every day. You shouldn't get that point every day because you need a rest day in there somewhere. So 1 point for your workout, 1 point for staying on plan, and 1 point for getting at least 70 ounces of water in a day. 70 ounces. So get yourself a water bottle with some good measurements. This one doesn't have it. And, figure out how many of these you need a day. I think it's like 3, right? 3 or 4. And, one trick is filling up 4 of them, putting them in your fridge. And then, when you're done, there's 3 left. And now there's 2 left. However you want to do it, but you need to start drinking water right away in the morning so that you get it in. The water is going to make a huge difference in your skin and your energy. Our body is so much water that if we don't replenish it, it's amazing what adding water to our body can really do for our whole health. So water, workout, and staying on plan. So you have the ability to get a 3, but you probably you shouldn't get a 3 every day. And that's okay. The points are just there as a guideline. It's funny, I still think about my day in those terms, and I've, did I get my water? Did I get my workout? So we're training you to create these good habits that you can continue long term because this is a lifestyle program. Okay, let's talk about what you can expect from me over the next 3 weeks. First of all, I will post every morning, and that's when I check your check-ins from the night before. So I will be in the group at least 1 to 2 times per day, usually 2 to 3, especially towards the beginning. Towards the end, when you've really got it, it's usually more like 1. But I have an assistant who's helping me answer questions because I know that you might have questions that come up that you want an immediate answer to, and I'm not able to respond immediately all the time on Facebook or Facebook Messenger. So she's just there to help me if I can't get to the question right away. Her name is Faye, and she's one of my VIP clients. She has totally transformed her life and her body with this program. She's amazing, and she just loves helping people. So she's there, and I'm there to help answer your questions. But please post your questions in the group rather than messaging me unless it's a private matter, because other people probably have the same question, and you will get a faster answer in the group than you will by messaging me privately. So I'll be in the group, like I said, 2 to 3 times per day. So, if you want to tag me in your questions, or Faye, that will draw our attention to them faster. I have 2 different groups going this month because they were, the first one filled up so fast. Plus I have several other things that I manage. So I get a million notifications. So, tagging me is a good way to draw my eyes to it, or just know that I will be in and I will click in the group and check everything out. Okay. I will be focused on you for the next 3 weeks. It is my goal for you all to have success in this program. If you are having trouble and you're following the guidelines and you're doing the work and you just feel like it's not working or it's not going right, please shoot me a message and I'll help you troubleshoot. We can work out any issues that are coming up, because I really want this to work for you. And I'm going to be your cheerleader. I'm going to be supporting you and cheering you on for the next 3 weeks and beyond. So you've got my full attention, and I cannot wait to see how you guys respond to this program. Now, I do have a few expectations of you. I want you guys to stay positive, especially in the group, because it can really drag everyone down if someone's just constantly complaining or whining about something. Like, it's hard, it's hard to change your eating habits. It's hard to exercise frequently. It's hard to get your water in, but the hard is what makes it great, because you are going to feel so amazing when you push through those barriers. So try to keep it positive in the group. I also want you to stay off the scale. Take your measurements tomorrow. I'll post about that. Weigh yourself and then put the scale away. It's just not helpful, and weighing every single day, that is a bad habit that doesn't serve you, because that is, you're weighing your You're weighing your muscles, you're weighing your bones, you're weighing your water, you're weighing your hormones, you're weighing all of that stuff. And the scale doesn't tell you that, it just tells you a number. So please stay off the scale. Do not message me after 3 days and say I haven't lost any weight, because I'll say you weren't supposed to be on the scale. The measurements and the pictures you're going to take are key to your to seeing your success at the end. Yes, you will lose weight, but you will be shocked at your pictures and your measurements. I'd like you to check in each night. That accountability is the most important part of this program. The program is great. My coaching is great. I'm super supportive, but the daily check-in into that group that's on you and your responsibility, that is what makes you successful. So stay engaged for 3 weeks. If that means setting an alarm on your phone to remind you to check in, or just making sure your notifications are on so that you see that post in the morning, whatever you need to do, just make sure that you are, staying engaged and checking in every single day. Okay, guys, I think that is all I have. And does anybody have questions? I had one question sent to me about Shakeology, and it was a question about protein powder. So I do love Shakeology. I used to sell it. I don't anymore, but I still drink it. I've tried a lot of protein shakes. I think it's the best one in terms of getting your nutrients and your vitamins and your probiotics and that kind of thing. If you're just looking for protein, I get my supplements at 5 Star Nutrition in Champaign, Illinois. They have a little deal with me where any of my clients can go and mention my name and they get 25% off. And I even have something called like the Katie Harlan bundle or something where it's some of my favorite products. If you don't live in the area, you can call them and they will ship to you for free. So if you're in need of a protein powder, there's one there that's just protein. It's a good one. It comes in a huge tub. I think I get like chocolate chip flavor, and it's good on those low carb days because Shakeology does have carbs in it. And while it's okay to have some carbs on your low carb days, I prefer for those to come from other sources. So I just usually only drink Shakeology on my high carb days. Plus I like to doctor it up a little bit with banana and that kind of thing. So if you need a good protein powder, 5 Star Nutrition would be my recommendation. Okay, any other questions?
Should I be in a Facebook group right now? Have you started that yet?
Who's talking?
This is Erica.
Oh, hi, Erica. Yes, you should be. You're not in one?
I'm not in one, no.
Okay, Erica, what's your last name?
Burris.
Okay, I thought I added you. Some people I had to add with their email because we weren't connected. Did you check your email?
I have. I can look. I did notice one of your emails went to my junk folder, so I can look in there again and see. But yeah, I'll do some checking.
It wouldn't have come from me. It likely would have come from Facebook saying something about you've been added or something.
Okay.
But I look, and if you don't see it, send me a message and I can look at that.
Okay.
I have to tell you guys that we've had so many late registrations, and Erica, you weren't late this year, but this time we've had so many that my assistant and I, she usually adds people in emails, and they've been rolling in so fast that we are still adding people today. So hopefully all of you guys are added, and Erica will take care of that. Okay, any other questions?
Katie, do you have a one-page list of proteins, carbs, and fats? Like a quick one-page list that you can look at?
I don't think I have a one-page list. Do you have the manual pulled up?
I do. I've got the manual. It's just on 3 different pages.
Yeah,
I'll just make one then.
Okay.
I feel like I'm eating the same foods all the time, and I need to have more options.
I will be sharing a cool snack list for you guys tomorrow with some different options. And then a few days this week, we'll share pictures of our meals, so that will help as well. But yeah, I don't have it all on one page.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Anybody else?
Katie, this is Melissa Quigg.
Oh, hi, Melissa.
Hey, I got your message today about the cookbook that I purchased last night. I did check my spam and I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure if there was a way to email the PDF to me.
I'll
I
send
paid
it
through PayPal, but
Sure, I'll send it after this call.
awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
Sure. Did you have a question, Beth?
Yeah, what about diet soda? I don't plan on drinking a lot of it, but I don't know that I can cut out like it all together. Like, is it allowed or no?
It's not allowed, but how about you go, well, first of all, have you ever tried LaCroix?
I don't like it. My husband loves it. I hate it.
That, my husband and I used to drink like three pops every day, and we slowly transitioned off, and now the LaCroix, the bubbles in it's a nice replacement. It's not as good, but it has no sugar and no calories. So I would just try, Monday, try to go with no, like, how many are you used to having every day?
Like one. I don't drink a ton.
Oh, only one. Okay. So it would be great if you could, try to pull back from 7 a week to, start the first week doing 3 a week.
Okay.
And then the second week, just do 2. And then, we do need to cut that habit for your long-term health. That should be a goal, and just save the pop for your flex days because it's just not serving you.
Okay.
But it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
We will be cheering you on.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, everybody. Thanks so much for being on. I will post the recording once it uploads and take care of those few issues. And I hope you're excited. This is going to be awesome. You're going to feel so good. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.